Welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk with yours truly, Sterilion and Chief. Okay? Want to say big up to all our viewers, subscribers, and fans. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the content as it is released, and continue being the superstars that you are, man. Our fans, Today we're going to get into a topic that seems to be kind of resonating throughout uh, the realms of society at this point in time.
Hmm.
Addiction to social media and how to tell if you are addicted. I mean, people's social media consumption, ranges from a few minutes a day
Hmm.
to several hours throughout the day.
Yeah.
So each individual would be different based on their day to day comings and goings. So we're going to touch base on that and have a little discourse and see what the stats are, what the status quo is, and let's get into it, Chief.
No doubt. So are you addicted to social media?
You asking me?
I'm asking you.
No, sir, not at all. I have too much going on throughout my day to be addicted to social media. Now, do I peruse through my social media accounts from time to time throughout the day? Most definitely. But
Okay.
it's not like I have notifications on my mobile device to let me know, oh, you have a comment or you have a like, and then I'm immediately going to my device to check comment or said like. No. If I
Mhm.
have a moment while I'm on break at work, I'll check it, come home, have a moment, I'll check it, see what's going on, see what the happenings are, because social media is a platform where the current news that's
Mhm.
trending is filtered. So you'll definitely get updates on things that are going on worldwide.
And in terms of social media, may I ask how much platforms you're on, sir?
I'm only on two.
You
I won't.
sure?
I won't. I won't. Yeah, I promise you. I will not name the two for purposes of but I'm only on two. The two
Okay.
most popular,
To the most popular. Okay.
and that's it.
And, and in terms of how do we recognize like if one is on social in terms of social media addiction, if one has social media addiction?
I mean, well, they say that 5 hours plus of social media interaction is high risk of addiction. They
Mhm.
recommend 30 minutes to 2 hours, which I still feel is quite a long time because who has 2 hours to just be sitting down and scrolling through social media? That to me is a bit mundane. But that's just to me personally. Somebody else who doesn't have as much going on in their day to day might sit 2, 3, 4 hours. Hey, it just depends on the person. It's kind of relative.
Yeah. And what are the experts are saying based on your research?
So the experts are saying that more than 5 hours a day on social media is a high risk of addiction and can lead to poor mental health. You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying? They say that 30 minutes to 2 hours a day will avoid negative mental health impacts as far as, the long term effects. And, there have been like court cases where these people have been held, liable for putting out content that has been damaging to young kids.
Hmm.
And we're going to get into that too. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's very, very. I mean, let me ask you: are you addicted to social media, sir?
I think I was because I'm like almost on all platform, and then I got we have this platform together, so
Okay.
they like uploading videos and monitoring the views and responding to the comments, and it's across many platforms, whether it is Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. TikTok, and Instagram. But mostly, I get a lot of traffic from YouTube and Facebook. The
Okay.
other platform is like I'm not really like too much on those platforms as much, but I see most of the traffic is coming through Facebook and YouTube.
So, on average, how many hours a day would you say that you spend on social media?
I was spending like maybe like 3 hours a day, but now I cut it down to maybe like 2 hours.
That's a lot, bro.
But I'm well below the that threshold.
Ooh, okay,
Oh, I'm well below that threshold. So
okay.
I'm in the safe zone.
You're in a safe zone. That's good to know. That's good to know. Cause you know what they say, the old time saying, too much of one thing is good for what?
Nothing.
Okay. So we
Okay.
have to really, really, but there are those out there who I don't want to say they have no life,
Yeah.
but their whole existence revolves around social media, putting their personal business on there, interacting with people, arguing back and forth. See, that's one thing I don't do.
Yeah.
If you state an opinion, if that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. Whether I agree or disagree, I'll just keep it to myself. I'm not going back and forth with anybody.
Yeah.
That's just not my thing, you know?
So I just want to expound on what the experts basically are saying. They're saying that in terms of social media addiction, it's characterized by a compulsive need to log on, leading to negligible responsibility. And in terms of withdrawal symptoms like anxiety when you're offline,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are anxious when they're offline because they have to basically check it. Even when they're walking in the street, crossing the street, I see plenty of people crossing the street and still on their social media on their phone without looking left or right. And
That's crazy.
especially here in New York where everything moves so fast and people walking across the street, and it's like you have to basically drive for yourself, other drivers, and the walkers that's crossing the street in front of you. Now, the constant preoccupation with checking your feed, we see that constantly. Now, the key indicators per se include social media. Um, it create like negative emotions, difficulty controlling usage time, and diminishing enjoyment of real world activity. So, in other words, you cut yourself off from the real world, and you are so indulged within the social media sphere, a sphere, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
And you cut yourself off from family, or diminish your contact with them, right?
So, do you feel that diminished mental health distress can be caused through addictive design features put
Correct.
out by these companies?
Yes, and expert basically also stated that there's individuals that's find it very difficult to control their usage time because of the constant algorithm scroll and stuff like that that is
Wow.
created within these platforms. And mind you, this algorithm that is created, it's by design. In other words, right? The algorithm knows you more than sometimes you know yourself because they're able to see what type of video you are attracted to, whether it is like MMA. If you watch a couple MMA fights on social media and you comment or whatever, they could tell that hey, you are interested in this. If you're into trucking, right, and you constantly watch videos in trucking, the algorithm start developing a plan and a feed for you, and that's what
Uh,
basically happens.
I agree with that because my wife, her algorithm, she's like a foodie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's everything to do with cooking, new recipes,
Yes.
new desserts, new
Mm-hmm.
entrees, and coming up with all types of different, and that's her timeline is flooded with that
Yeah.
across all her social media. I'm
Correct.
like, interesting.
And that's how they hook you. That's how they hook you because they're feeding to what you're interested in, right? And they're able to market certain products to you based on what you're interested in, what your niche is, right? The niche, that's number one, right? And that's her niche.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna front. She's come up with some amazing dishes that she
Yes.
has prepared.
So there's a positivity on that.
I mean, you know, I get to relish in the, you know, finer cuisine that
Hmm.
she is concocting all the recipes, the baking and the breads and the different dishes, you know. So
Yeah.
it has a positive spin, but she's not, you know, glued to her social media feed to whereas it's a problem to where she's disconnected from, you know, her day to day, or, you know, she's too busy, first of all, and
Yeah.
has too much going on to really be tuned into social media where it's become a problem.
Yeah.
But when she does log in, when she does tune in, that's the type of content that she is, you know, exposed to.
Yeah. So in terms of there's no strict like hourly definition. Like spending more than 5 hours per day is based on the expert on
Yeah.
social media. Uh, they said it's strongly linked to higher risk of addiction, poor mental health, and suicidal ideation for some, right?
Mm-hmm.
Particularly in teens. You know, experts often recommend limiting the usage to about 30 hours to 2 hours per day and I fall within that threshold, 2 hours, to avoid negative mental. Yeah, so for teens, we know that there's a lot of bullying. Some teens can't handle the stress of bullying, being left out um, of what's happening on social media, or they want to incorporate themselves in challenges and stuff like that. So a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, their brains have not fully developed as of yet. So it leads to a lot of problems when it comes to teens. And the social media companies know this, that they're able to addict um, teenagers, just like how they were create addiction for teenagers when it comes to cigarette smoke back in the day
Right.
with the camel and all that stuff, and those characters, because kids are attracted to those cute furry animals and stuff like that, so they're able to
Right.
model these characters and making it cool, you know, with the commercials and stuff like that for teenagers to smoke, right?
Right.
In a nutshell, Stereo, there was last month there was a 2026 of March, a verdict against YouTube, and in addition to Facebook.
Okay.
And it was a watershed moment in digital accountability. It basically effectively ended the era of invincibility for social media companies regarding their platforms,
Right.
and because of the addictive design I just mentioned earlier. Uh,
Okay.
I found that these platforms were negatively and negligently responsible for causing mental health distress, specifically to addiction design, right?
Right.
Uh, and it creates like an infinite scroll, the algorithm feed. It's feeding into what you like, constant video of the same things that you like, and basically that basically pull you in, right? Now, the California jury has affirmed that these tech company platforms can be held liable for product designs, and this is basically harmful, as they say, to children, right? Now, this decision was only like $6 million legal loss, right? To the
Okay.
media giants, and which is a drop in the bucket, and it is a critical pivot point that challenges Section 230 protection. And in a nutshell, what is Section 230 protection? It's from what I've researched, it's a Communication Decency Act of 1996, and it's the law protecting online platforms such as websites, social media, in addition to internet service provider from liability, right? Liability for content posted by users like me, you know, whoever, and it shields these companies per se from being treated as publishers, because they're not publishing; they're just
Okay.
basically disseminating what other people publish on the platform, third-party content. Now, while allowing them to moderate or remove objectionable content in good faith. Now, and that's in good faith. They try to do it in good faith, right? But we all know a lot of things slip through the crack.
Most
Now,
definitely.
yeah, in this ruling stage, for thousands of similar lawsuits. So there's a lot of lawsuits out there, a lot. and this signals, right, a major shift in how the law treats social media addiction. So this is a watershed moment for social media right now.
Now, how can one know if they're addicted? They're
Ba-
basically saying
yeah, based on the hourly.
a loss of control,
Yes.
the use of social media
Mm-hmm.
for mood regulation, the escalating usage of social media,
Mm-hmm.
the impact on your overall health.
Yes.
And if you have withdrawal issues or emotional changes within
Mm-hmm.
your personality that could be attributed to excessive usage of
Mm-hmm.
social media platforms, I mean, when you think about it at the end of the day, it's kind of like the Matrix almost.
Yes.
I mean, for lack of a better analogy, you know what I'm saying? Once they have you in,
Yeah.
you're constantly clicking on this, clicking on that, looking at this, link to that, you know? So
Yes.
the design
Mm-hmm.
that these individuals have, created,
Mm-hmm.
it was done purposely
Yes.
because next thing you know, you're bombarded with ads and, flyers for different things and, all types of, you know, information,
Mm-hmm.
which
Information overload.
information overload, for lack of
Yes.
a better term.
Yes.
And some people could quite possibly be overstimulated.
Yes.
You know?
So, like you said that, like the Matrix, it kind of remind me of, you remember when Neo was able to see those numbers, ones and twos, and
Yeah,
all those
yeah, yeah.
numbers in green, right?
Hmm.
He was the only one that was able to see that,
Yeah.
right? It's like the algorithm. You're not able to see what's in the background, but it's they're implanting in your mind.
Yep. Subconsciously.
Yes, it's
I
crazy.
mean, it's a very we're laughing, but it's a very serious thing because
Hmm.
ultimately you have to basically, when it's all said and done at the end of the day, know yourself and know who you are.
Yes.
You and I are
Hmm.
strong enough and have the mental tenacity to
Yes.
not be sucked in,
Hmm.
so to speak.
Yes.
Whereas others whose mental fortification isn't as strengthened
Hmm.
are just willing to be drawn in.
Yes.
So it really depends on the person at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Hmm.
And if you're a weak person or you're a strong person, I mean, these people know who they're targeting. They sit in research labs and do all types of, analyzing
Hmm.
and, control and experiment with, how to ensnare people and
Yes.
what captures people and
Yes.
the imagery they use, the sound, the colors,
Yes.
the impact that this will have on the human psyche. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like back in the day when you used to go to the movies
Hmm.
and they would have like little blips of the concession stand
Yes.
in between the movie or the commercial, but it happens so quick. It
Hmm.
sends a message to your mind
Hmm.
that you didn't really pay attention to, but next thing you know, you're going to the concession stand.
Yeah, and like stick a pin on that in terms of it's like the experiment. There was an experiment I learned like in high school
Hmm.
about Pavlovian dog.
Yes.
And the Pavlovian dog, where they ring a bell and the
Hmm.
dog knows that it's time to eat.
Hmm.
And then after a while, they take away the food. Yeah, and the dog is like automatic, it's conditioned.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Conditioning.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you're laughing, but it's a very serious thing, brother.
Yeah, it's very
You
serious.
know?
A lot of people that's out there that that are addicted, withdrawn. They use social media to cope, but eventually it harms them. They get bullied online. They might take a weapon and try to exact revenge on whoever's bullying them, and people getting recorded without their permission and posted online and being made fun of, you know. So in terms of this watershed verdict, um, it resulted in a $3 million compensatory damage, right, and 3 million punitive damage, and it's a 70% responsibility for Meta or Facebook,
Right.
and 30% for YouTube. Now the lawsuit focused rather on the user content, allowing it to bypass some legal immunities
Mm-hmm.
based on Section 230 that have previously protected the tech platforms. Now,
Okay.
this is no other case setting a dangerous precedent for Meta and also in Google YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. A lot of people don't know that,
Right.
right? Among over 10,000 pending lawsuits, that's a lot of lawsuits. Over 10,000, including those from school district and state attorney generals.
And those are the ones we know about.
Yes, those are the ones. And now, based on this new verdict, we know that there's going to be a ton load more that's going to come through, because they see that, hey, there's a possibility that we can win these cases. And you know, these class action lawsuit attorneys, they're going to jump on this like they're salivating right now.
Hey,
It's,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to social media, anything done in moderation is not bad.
Yes.
It can be a gift and a curse.
Yes, that's
It
true.
just depends on how you, the individual, are using it,
Yes.
what you're spending your time on. Are
Yes.
you using it? Is it benefiting you financially? Is it benefiting you emotionally? Is
Mm-hmm.
it benefiting you spiritually? I mean, you have to measure whether your usage is good or if it's bad. Is it adding to your quality of life or taking away from?
Yeah.
Are you disassociating with friends and family members and co-workers and everyone else because you're so sucked into this thing? Or are you still able to interact with folks and, maintain a social media presence and involvement, but not overdo it?
This is
You know?
crazy because Stero, listen to this. Remember I was talking about the Pavlovian dog?
Yeah.
This is what the expert is saying. Physical dependency signs on social media. It says
Hmm.
and I quote, I'm gonna read it. It says reflexively check your phone because you feel phantom vibrations. Like when it's can I
Once again, we're laughing, but it's not funny. you know?
that's like that shit is like my grandmother, she had an amputation on her right leg, right?
Right.
With my great grandmother back in like 1978. But she was always feeling pain in her leg because she had poor circulation. And you know, even though that leg was cut off for many years, she still felt pain, random pain in that same leg. And her leg was off.
Yeah.
Phantom pains because your mind, your brain got wired, right, to the impulse. And basically, this is what happened. The Pavlovian dog, it got wired. These individuals that are addicted to social media, their brain get wired. So, like the slightest little instinct kicks in, even though there's no vibration or no alert, right, coming up on their social media feed. So impulsively, like they check and check and check, and there's nothing there. That's addiction right there.
I mean, people are addicted to any and everything:
Yeah, but
drugs, sex,
yeah,
alcohol,
yeah,
working out,
gambling.
social media,
Hmm.
gambling, television,
Hmm.
reading. I mean, it just depends on whatever your vice is.
Yeah,
So, it'll be interesting to see the future of this whole argument.
I
And
I just want to say something. No need to cut you. The last restaurant I went to, when I went there, no one at the tables, we're talking. Like there was a family there of maybe like 11 people, and everyone was on their phone, even the baby. The baby had a tablet, a pink little tablet, and she was on her phone, right, watching cartoon or whatever it is. But everyone was on their on their phones. No one was communicating.
All right. Question.
Yes,
As a New Yorker, you ride the subway?
yes.
On average, how many times do you ride the subway and see people reading, listening to mobile devices or iPods or whatever, or actually scrolling through their phone?
99.9% of the time. But before social media and your phone, it used to be newspapers and magazines. And people tend to try to avoid eye contact with people in New York City on the train, right? And while you're driving to your destination, you either reading the newspaper back then or a magazine. Now that's out the door. So everyone is on their social media until you reach underneath the tunnel. And then once you reach on the tunnel, it's like you try not to play like I ping pong with people.
Okay.
You look down, you look around, trying not to make like, stare people eyes because, people crazy in New York City. They probably ask, who the F you looking at? You got a problem? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, people, if these behaviors are causing significant and ongoing problems in your daily life, the professionals say it may be time to seek help.
Help. Yes.
That's it. So only you will know, based on the information furnished, whether or not you need to seek help or not.
I hope this is helpful for everyone.
You know?
Yes.
But once again, we'd like to say thank you for your support. If you haven't done so yet, click the like, share, and subscribe button. Continue to support this platform, and we will continue to be on the cutting edge as far as bringing you information and topics that are trending, keeping you abreast of what's going on in the world today. On
Yes.
behalf of yours truly, Sterilion, Big Chief, this is Let's Talk. Peace.
Thank you.